Fantasy Footballers Sunday Live.
What's going on, everybody? It's me. It's Mike from the Fantasy Footballers podcast. Welcome in. It's Sunday. It's go time. As far as I know, football has not started this morning. We got another. Josh, keep me up to date on what's going on in that game. Last I checked, it was 21-0. And you know what? I'm not watching it. Because good Lord, Jacksonville. What? Unless they've scored since I, moved from the other office into this office. London games really giving us the goods. I mean, hey, Devontae Adams, Matthew Stafford. Well, Adams, of course, you play. But if you stuck with Stafford, you are being rewarded. But welcome in. It is Sunday Live. Thank you so much for joining me. We're going to talk through the news. There's a lot of injuries to talk about. And then meteorologist Mike will show up and give my best impression of being a news person or a weather person. I'm always a news person, I guess. And then we'll try and work through that situation. My best friend of the day is Papa Josh.
Hey, what's up, people?
He is here. And if you're seeing me, that means that Josh has done a great job.
We never know.
Yeah, oh no, I don't know. When I'm doing this, I mean I get the chats here. I know. So what's up, everybody? Let's get into it.
The big picture.
Kyler Murray will remain out for the Arizona Cardinals. Does Jacoby throw for 300 again and create a situation in Arizona? TBD. Brock Purdy will remain out as he's getting that toe healthy. We get Mac Jones against Atlanta at the running back position. We got some serious decisions to make. DeAndre Swift will play after this week's hullabaloo. Bucky Irving remains out. There is a note, Hassan Haskins is questionable. That's more interesting for Vidal. Like if Haskins is, actually dealing with something and we get just the full force of Vidal, that would be pretty gnarly for fantasy. But here we go. Josh Jacobs, Jingleheimer Schmidt. Game time decision. He is an afternoon game. That is a bummer. We had like an illness. We had a calf. I mean, it's going to be tough. Because look, if I have Josh Jacobs and he plays, I am playing him, which that's going to not be the same for another superstar player I'm going to talk about in a moment. But, I guess Emmanuel Wilson would be next man up. The Cardinals' defense is okay-ish. That's a really tough decision of having a backup plan should you be counting on Josh Jacobs and it not happen. So be paying attention to that. Jalen Coker, hey, Panthers. He's going to play. That's fun. And Stephon Diggs is going to play as well. Now, here's where everyone is out. Good Lord. All right, Jacoby Myers, Raiders. What's going on there? Is he hurt? Is he going to get traded? I don't know. The timing of this injury with swirling trade rumors is suspicious. Deebo Samuel, it finally caught up with him, the heel. He is not going to play this week. And then shocking. Garrett Wilson's not. He just got marked out. What are we doing here in this world? And I know the regular NFL does not give a crap. Well, like the teams, the Shield cares about fantasy football because we make them lots and lots of money with our fantasy football degeneracy. But it was reported Garrett Wilson's going to miss multiple weeks, and then he's just marked doubtful all week. It's frustrating. It is absolutely frustrating. Josh Downs, with that concussion in the middle of the week, he will not play. That stinks because he was kind of on the rise. Calvin Ridley will not play for Tennessee. Darius Slayton remains out for the New York Giants. Ricky Pearsall, heal up, brother. But he will not play for the 49ers. Christian Kirk will be out. So my backup option for there is you're going to need a backup option to the backup option. Still waiting for the debut of Christian Watson. For the Arizona Cardinals, Zay Jones is questionable. Mooney is questionable for the Atlanta Falcons, which if you got Drake London, you kind of don't want him to play. It's a little rude, but it's selfish stuff. Now, here we go. Mike Evans, expected to play Monday night. I am playing Mike Evans. Emeka Ibuka.
Imika Egbegbo.
He is a game-time decision. Everything I've been in the weeds. I've been going trying to find everyone I can possibly find that seems like a reputable source. It sounds like it is truly 50-50, a real game-time decision. It's pretty wild that we're even at this situation. I lean that he's not going to play. If he plays, I think that he is a very sketchy start. Back this fast off the hamstring. Fantasy football is tough, right? Because we kind of have this motto: always start your studs. And it's like matchups, these situations. Like I'm always going to put my stud in there. A guy who got knocked out immediately with a hamstring injury. We had concerns it was going to be multi-week. It sounds like it's not that, but him playing and being a decoy out there with the hamstring, that sounds more like what is probable to me. So if you got
Imika Egbegbo.
this is so delightful. If you got Ibuka, you got to go with what you got. Because if I had him, I have any other option that is okay to decent, that's how I would play it. I'm very, very nervous. The matchup is, it's okay-ish, but I personally, if I got Ibuka, I hope that they just sit him down and get him right for the rest of the season. Brock Bowers remains out. David Njoku will not play. Harold Fannin is the next man up. Zach Ertz is expected to play. But so Harold Fannin, next man up, because, oh man, it would be awesome. I need like a lightning. Like we need a meteorologist mic drop because it's coming. We're in the weather season. So Miami, Cleveland, that's the big one. The reports of the hurricane-forced winds, those have backed down, but it sounds like it's going to be a rainy game. And not just like, look, some rain you can play through. I'm a little concerned about how rainy it's going to be, at least the reports that I am reading, and the wind will still be there. So Miami, Cleveland, like Judkins, that's okay. It's still fine. Achane is probably still fine. Waddle, he can be a short area, yards after catch type of guy, and the same for Darren Waller. Everybody else, not everyone, Fannin, we'll put him in that group too. It is a very, very tough decision when you're seeing the weather reports that we are seeing. The Chicago game, so New Orleans at Chicago, sounds like that one's going to be a wet game as well, with some winds to deal with, not as dire as the Cleveland situation. But I mean, I would keep looking. Like when we go dark here, there's still going to be about 30 minutes or so for you to make your decision on who you're starting. Jump on that social media. Get some meteorologists in your follows, because this might shock you, but I'm not actually a professional meteorologist. I never studied that. So pay attention to it, because it is. I think it's a sketchy thing. I think the Cleveland game is going to be super sketch. So if you play a guy, you sign the terms and conditions, and you understand that I'm nervous about the weather. Are you nervous? That's your decision that you got to make. Speaking of decisions you have to make, thefantasyfootballers.com, that's where the rankings are, right? Right now you can go check out all of our rankings. We're working on them. You'll see, Ibuka's low for me because I'm scared. I'm really, really scared of that situation. So, but you can go check those out. Those are free. We got a start-sit tool you can use, and we use that start-sit tool to gather the information of the Foot Clan. Who are the Foot Clan struggling with the start-sit decisions? So we're going to get into those right now.
He's so hot right now.
All right, Papa Josh. Who's hot? Who's being talked about? Who do we got the heebie-jeebies making decisions about?
All right, we're going to start at the quarterback position. We've got Bo Nix or Daniel Jones.
Okay, that's an interesting one. Bo Nix gets the Giants. Daniel Jones playing the Chargers. I have Bo Nix just a couple spots ahead of Daniel Jones, so that's not like a real locked in. You're like, oh, it's Bo Nix for sure. But I do look. Josh Downs is out. Not that he's a make or break guy for Daniel Jones, but it certainly impacts things. Reading rumors that A.D. Mitchell might get another chance after he's been doghoused for the touchdown debacle. I lean Bo Nix. I think that they'll be able to get some things done against the Giants. We talked, the infamous from this week almost upset was reversed by none other than our fearless leader Andrew Holloway. So I think he, after talking, was like, I think that the Broncos are going to handle business. I do too. I think that the Broncos are going to handle it. So I'm going to play Bo Nix there.
All right. You may be a little biased on this one, Mike, because you're
I am never biased unless it is Zach Charbonnet.
you are much different than Andy and Jason on this one.
Okay.
So Bo Nix or Justin Fields? Andy and Jason are real close, and you're far off on this one.
Yeah, that's Bo Nix. That is Bo Nix for me. I mean, if you want proof in that pudding, I have that exact decision in my league of record, my most important league. Bo Nix is in. What happened last week to me, where with the meltdown, the Justin Fields meltdown against Denver, it is directly correlated, but with causation. I don't know. One of the words. You know what happened? Garrett Wilson got shut down, got locked down by Patrick Surtain, and when that happens, that offense becomes in real trouble. Now, it is a much easier matchup. It's in the trenches for the Jets and Justin Fields. So this isn't abandon Fields at all hope, or abandon all hope for Fields. He could still absolutely come through. What would not surprise me is that without Garrett Wilson, I mean, Mason, a.k.a. Meowson Taylor, he's going to get a bunch of receptions. Will those turn into anything but PPR scam value? That's TBD. But what could happen? A lot of Justin Fields running, of him just looking and not even try to scan the field, just say, hey, my first read, is it there? Nope. Goodbye. I'm going to run. But without Garrett, I'm more freaked out of ceiling for Justin Fields. So I'm going to wait on that, or I'm going to wait till Garrett Wilson is healthy, or at least see this week and get some confidence for Fields. But I'm playing Bo Nix.
All right, the Monday night matchup, Sam Darnold or C.J. Stroud?
Okay, that one is difficult. Sam Darnold is balling out. JSN is morphing into like the elite of the elite tier. Some could say it already happened. That's if you wanna go ahead and crown him that way, I don't care. Go ahead and do it. So it is very difficult to sit Sam Darnold down, but I like Stroud. I like Stroud this week. We'll see if we can get a bye week rookie bump here for Jaden Higgins, second-round pick. And I put Stroud in as a start of the week because this is how you beat Seattle, is you have to beat them through the air. So I lean Stroud by a narrow margin.
All right, we're moving to the wide receivers. There is one name that people are struggling with this week. It is Quentin Johnston. So the first one up is Jamison Williams or Huge.
Okay, I get it. Jamison Williams against Tampa Bay. That's how you got to beat Tampa Bay, is through the air as well. I wonder if people are they're nervous because the last time we saw Huge, it wasn't great. I mean, he's 4 for 40 after a dominant first month of the season, but he played 82% of the snaps. Clearly, he got banged up in that game. He must have tried to grit his teeth and play through it, which I guess for the most part he did, but then he misses the next week with a hamstring. Like, that certainly seems like he tweaked his hamstring during the game and he wasn't able to go. I believe he's completely off the injury report. I don't mind if someone is saying, hey, like when I'm talking about it with Ibuka, I'm nervous about that hamstring. Maybe you think Huge is going to be the same thing. He's the speedster, so he truly needs both of his hamstrings to be operating so that he can come through. But if I got Huge, I would play him. I have him in multiple leagues, and he's right back into my starting roster with the normal confidence that I have to play him. So that includes over Jamison Williams.
All right, next one up, Jalen Waddle or Huge.
Oh, gosh. They are literally back-to-back in my rankings. I got Huge one spot ahead. Hamstring versus weather. I'm going to go with Quentin Johnston. It's just I have no idea. Weather games they're so impossible when I'm sitting here on Sunday Live unless you get the full. Every once in a while we get that, there was the game in Buffalo where it was the winds those were truly like 40-mile-an-hour winds where they tried to kick a field goal, if you recall this, and the ball just literally goes straight to the right, and no one could do anything. They were running with success in that game, but when it came to passing. So will the weather really shut down the game? I'm concerned about it, so I'm going to play Huge.
All right, let's move to the running backs here. Rico Dowdle.
Rico!
Or Cam Scattaboo.
Okay. That's fair. It's fair. Cam gets Denver. I think the Giants are going to it's going to be a struggle. I know they got it done against Philly, but Philly's reeling a little bit, and they didn't have Jalen Carter. We had the report earlier in the week that they had made their decision of who it's going to be, and they're going to give him the majority of carries. That sounded like Rico Dowdle to me, compared to Chuba straight off of his calf injury. Now this morning it'll be drive by drive, hot hand. Look, I'm Team Rico. I think that Rico is just a very underrated running back. The pointing to the two matchups of, you're like, well, he was playing bad defenses. Yeah, he was. Running backs get to play bad defenses every single week. They don't put up 200 yards on the ground, followed up with 180 yards on the ground. Like, that just, guys don't do that. If they should, right? If Rico can do it, shouldn't everyone be able to do that? But with the newest report of the split of downs, I think that Rico Dowdle will get it going. He's still a startable guy for me, but I'm gonna roll with Cam. I'm gonna roll with Cam there. I'm gonna take the PPR points that I think he's gonna get.
If somebody had Chuba, does that change anything for you?
No, I like Rico more than Chuba this week. Maybe Chuba comes back because he's the guy with the money. So investment-wise, although the conspiracy would be if Chuba doesn't hit his incentives, you don't have to pay him as much money. I don't know. We'll let that shake out. Cam Scattaboo is a great play.
All right, we've got people struggling with Jordan Mason, so we're going to do two for him. Kamani Vidal or Jordan Mason?
Ooh, okay. Jordan Mason gets Philly. Vidal gets the Colts. This is truly the talent versus opportunity. Not that I don't want to say that Vidal is bad. Last week was interesting. I did a deep dive on him for the Dynasty podcast, and the conclusion that I came away with was he didn't make mistakes, which is exactly what he needed to do. And then on the 2 or 3 plays where they actually blocked well for him, he had enough speed to make things happen. He had a couple good chunk plays. Jordan Mason's a very good running back. He's not a great pass catcher. So, man, I don't mind people going Vidal there, though. I like Jordan Mason a lot this week. He was my start of the week at the running back position. Eagles, you've been able to get it done with the running back for fantasy purposes, but I'm going to go with Vidal. I'm going to go with a potential workhorse with pass catching, where let's see those Omari and Hampton level of targets for Vidal. Let's get it done, Chargers.
All right, so Jordan Mason or Alvin Kamara?
That one is Mason for me. That one is Alvin Kamara against Chicago. Kamara is playing. His whole season is just weird. He's not coming through for fantasy for us. Kendre Miller is getting more and more work because he's playing well and he deserves to play. And he's like, it feels like he's banged up every single week during the practice report. So I'm going to go with Mason.
All right, moving over to the tight ends. Harold Fannin Jr. or Darren Waller?
Okay, so I don't get to bail on the weather, huh? Same game. Give me Darren Waller. Give me the guy who actually has a competent quarterback. Harold Fannin might be like we could see a hilarious stat line, a hilarious, like 7 for 30-something yards from Fannin. Oh, it would be a delight. But I'm going Darren Waller. The ramp continues.
All right, last one, and then we'll get to the people here.
All right.
Harold Fannin Jr. or your favorite tight end, Meowson Taylor?
I'm going Mason Taylor there. I like his – I mean, both will be PPR scams this week, but one of them's not – I don't have to deal with the weather, man. I don't have to deal with it. So I'm going to go with Mason Taylor. You have to deal with Justin Fields, but otherwise you got to deal with Dylan Gabriel. I mean, all the people who want to dunk on Justin Fields, you want Dylan Gabriel instead? You probably do not. Is that it for our
That's it,
Who's
man.
hot?
The people need you.
Hey, we're going to jump into the people real quick, but I want to thank today's sponsor. It's Jimmy John's, baby. Jimmy John's is here to keep you fueled through Sunday football. They just rolled out their toasted sandwiches last year, but they couldn't stop there. Now, in a limited time offer, Jimmy John's is bringing you pizza sandwiches, available in 2 flavors. Enjoy a melty combination of Parmesan, provolone, and mozzarella cheese spread with marinara and oregano basil on perfectly toasted French bread with their 3-cheese pizza sandwich. If you need something with a bit more protein, try the Sicilian pizza sandwich layered with salami, capicola, and ham, and of course spread with deliciously melted mozzarella cheese, oregano basil on freshly toasted French bread. Oh, that's good! Jimmy John's new toasted pizza sandwiches are available in 2 flavors, 3-cheese pizza sandwich and Sicilian pizza sandwich at participating locations for a limited time while supplies last. All right, people, here we go.
Stardom, set 'em.
All right, here we go. First one I see, Tyler wants to know Jalen Waddle or Kendrick Bourne. I'm going with Kendrick Bourne. The back-to-back 100-yard games. Let's see if they can break that streak I talked about. Joe says Josh Jacobs or Jordan Mason. That one, Jordan Mason is Jordan Mason's good enough of a play to get it done with to bypass the potential of Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs is tough, man, with that game time decision. Let's see. We got Michael says J-Mo or Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith been very disappointing. Very, very disappointing. J-Mo seemed to get it going a little bit last week. The targets and air yards have been there for Jameson Williams. It just hadn't connected. So I'm going to take him. I'm going to go with J-Mo in that primetime matchup against Tampa Bay. Let's see here. Hammer time. You forgot to stop, though. You must stop before hammer time. Travion, Vidal, or Woody. I assume we're talking Woody Marks there in PPR. I'm going Vidal. Vidal Sassoon, get that hair silky and smooth. Also, Mike Vrabel, stop being a butthole. Put Travion on the field. Win games the right way. The Browns are winning. I can't say he's dumb because they're Why? Why would you draft him in the 2nd round? So you can play freaking Ramondre Stevenson. So weird. Bunch of weirdos. Jordan Christian, Tyler Warren, or Chris Olave. Okay, that's interesting. A tight end versus a Chris Olave, the PPR maniac this week. I'm going Tyler Warren. I'm putting the dog in there. I want touchdown upside. Ryan says Jordan Mason or Rico. Man, a lot of Jordan Mason questions. I understand it. I think I have Jordan Mason. I'll say I have Jordan Mason in my dynasty league over Rico right now. I like the matchup, and I think that Jordan Mason. I mean, look, they're fresh, man. They're fresh off of a bye week. Let's see. Casey wants to know Keenan Allen, Michael Pittman, Kendrick Bourne. Keenan Allen, I brought him up this week of it's just three horrifically bad weeks in a row, where the first couple weeks were very good, but they might have just been masked by touchdowns. Pittman, better option with no Josh Downs on the field, but Kendrick Bourne. Kendrick Bourne is your ceiling play. Michael Pittman, if you just need, not that Pittman can't hit a ceiling, but Kendrick Bourne is just Mac Jones finds a guy, and when Mac Jones finds a guy, he finds a guy. Chris Price says Sutton or Dowdle. I'm going Sutton. I like a bounce back week after the disaster of last week. I don't know if this is meant to be a joke, but the username is no one. It says, should I start Rashee Rice? So this is, should I start Rashee Rice? Said no one? Like, yeah. I mean, if that's the joke, I like it. But, yeah, I'm starting Rashee Rice immediately. He should be healthy and over his legal troubles. Well, I don't know if they're over, but he's on the field. This one's a good one. 7777 Nick Kittle or Ferguson. That's wild. That's wild. I'm going with George Kittle. The matchup stinks, but Ferguson does now have to compete back again with CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens for targets. Ferguson won't go away, but I'm going to go with George Kittle in that situation. We are slightly over, but that's all right. Let's see. Ben wants to know a dart throw, Luke McCaffrey or Tez Johnson. I'm going to go with Luke in that situation. PPR league. Oh, PPR chopped league. Rico or DeAndre Swift. Go with Swift. Get those. He's going to play. And if anything, if last week was indicative of anything, then maybe they figured something out. Let's see here. Austin, Trey Tucker or Jordan Addison, full PPR. Interesting. With Jacoby out, I might go Trey Tucker there, man. Just swing on that one. Nate Dogg says Justin Fields or Sam Darnold. I'm going to go with Sam Darnold, and then we'll get you out of here on this one because I got to get back into it. Blitzberg says Waddle or Evans with the weather. Well, the weather would be for Waddle, and Mike Evans, by all accounts, is good to go for Monday night. It's good to have him back. Let's see if he can force his way to 1,000 yards. That's going to do it, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. TheFantasyFootballers.com. Make sure you go check it out. The rankings are there. Going to go tweak them, make sure they are where I want them to be. Remember to keep it beautiful. Good luck. Mwah! Bye-bye.